Have you ever felt like this world doesn't fit you? Like you were born with a mission you can't explain, something ancient, something enormous, something not of this age? Maybe you've walked through your life carrying a weight no one else sees, a voice that whispers when it's quiet, pulling you toward isolation, fire, and truth. If so, I need your full attention. Because what I'm about to reveal could confirm what your soul has always suspected. You may be one of the 144,000 God's elite, hidden warriors, chosen before time itself. But first, let me be clear. This is not about religion. This is not about fear. This is about awakening. This is about identity. And we're not talking about some vague spiritual theory. We're diving into the real, raw signs, the 7 unmistakable markers that will show if you are one of the chosen. The ones who were sealed, not just saved. The ones who were forged, not just favored. The ones who were assigned to walk into the darkest parts of the world, not to escape it, but to confront it and transform it. Let me ask you something that might shake you. What if your suffering wasn't a punishment, but a prophecy? What if the reason you've been rejected, misunderstood, and isolated is because heaven marked you before your first breath? You see, the 144,000 are not selected based on perfection. They are chosen through fire. They are not saints wearing crowns. They are warriors with scars. And those scars aren't wounds. They're seals. They are evidence that you've survived what should have killed you, that you've endured what others ran from, that you carry a power the world is not ready to see. The first sign is this: you carry a spiritual weight that feels too big for your body. Since childhood, you felt things more deeply than others. You've walked into rooms and felt the tension in the air before anyone said a word. You've cried for people you barely knew. You've had dreams that came true. You've sensed when something was wrong before it happened. This is not emotional sensitivity. This is spiritual frequency. Your soul is tuned to a higher realm. The 144,000 don't just live in the world. They monitor it. They carry the burden of nations in their spirit. They are spiritual watchtowers. And sometimes that weight feels unbearable. But hear this: God never gives weight without giving strength. And if you've carried that weight this long, it's because you're not weak. You're sealed. The second sign: you've been violently rejected by systems, especially religious ones. You've tried to fit in. You've tried to serve. You've tried to go along with the crowd. But something always snapped. You saw the hypocrisy, the control, the politics, and your spirit revolted. And then they turned on you. Maybe they called you rebellious, too intense, or even demonic, but deep inside, you knew the truth. You weren't rebelling against God. You were resisting man-made religion. You weren't running from holiness. You were running from hypocrisy. The 144,000 are not housed in temples made by hands. They are walking sanctuaries. And because of that, the religious spirit hates them. Because they carry the authority to tear down what's fake and rebuild what's real. The third sign is perhaps the most painful, yet the most prophetic. You've been hidden, not ignored, not overlooked. Hidden by God, delayed, blocked, silenced, not because you weren't ready, but because the world wasn't. You've watched others rise. You've watched others get promoted, celebrated, elevated, while you sat in silence. You prayed, you fasted, you obeyed, and still nothing. Or so you thought. But what if your delay was your protection? What if obscurity was your training ground? You were not benched. You were being built. And now the shaking has begun. The world is cracking. Systems are failing, and heaven is saying, release the hidden ones. The fourth sign is this: you have been through spiritual fire that no one else saw. I'm not talking about minor trials. I'm talking about soul-shattering, identity-stripping, wilderness-level fire. The kind of fire that makes you question everything, that breaks you into nothing, that leaves you hollow so God can fill you with something holy. You've lost relationships. You've faced betrayal. You've had everything stripped away, sometimes more than once. And yet, here you are, still breathing, still praying, still burning. Why? Because the fire didn't consume you, it refined you. It removed what you thought you needed, so God could give you what you were born to carry. And the 144,000 must be refined, because what they carry will confront principalities, not personalities. And you can't fight giants if you're still wounded by gossip. Let me ask you a question that might break you. What if your entire life has been training for a war you haven't seen yet? What if your heartbreaks weren't just personal, they were prophetic? What if your losses were not setbacks but callings in disguise? The fifth sign is this: you have an insane hunger for truth that nothing satisfies. You've read books, listened to sermons, sat through teachings, but something in you always feels like there's more. You're not content with surface answers. You want to go deeper. You want the raw revelation, the unfiltered fire, the hidden blueprints. That's because your spirit was wired for the mysteries of God. The 144,000 are not fed by milk. They are sustained by meat. They receive downloads in dreams, instructions in prayer, and visions they can't explain. They don't just consume truth, they become it. The sixth sign is both a gift and a curse. You've always felt like you don't belong. Not in your family, not in your school, not even in your church. You've walked through life feeling like an alien, like no one sees you, like you're a stranger in every room. That's because you're not from here. Your spirit is eternal. Your soul is ancient. You were born in the mind of God before the foundations of the earth. And the 144,000 are not sent to belong, they are sent to disrupt. And that disruption will make you lonely, but it will also make you powerful, because it forces you to lean on God for everything, to find your identity in Him alone. And when that happens, you become unstoppable. Finally, the seventh sign: you hear the call and you can't unhear it. It's in your dreams. It's in your prayers. It's in the silence. A voice whispering, there's more. Jesus, please do deeper. You've tried to ignore it. You've tried to drown it out, but it keeps coming back. That's because it's not a suggestion. It's a summons. The 144,000 are not volunteers. They are commissioned. They are awakened by divine timing. And when the call comes, everything changes. Your priorities shift. Your appetite changes. Your relationships shake. And your spirit begins to burn with an urgency you can't explain. Because heaven is mobilizing its elite, and you are on the list. So now I ask you, the deepest question of all: if you are one of them, what will you do with that truth? Will you ignore it, delay it, or will you surrender? Will you let go of the life you built to embrace the mission you were born for? The hidden blueprint: how the 144,000 are being trained for the final hour. If you're still here, still listening, still burning inside from what we just uncovered, then it's no accident. You're not watching this because of an algorithm. You're watching because you were summoned. And now we go deeper, not just into the signs, but into the unseen structure behind the lives of the 144,000. Because once you know you're chosen, the next question is, why was I prepared this way? There is a divine blueprint, an invisible curriculum written in your life's pain, your delays, your dreams, and even your failures. The training of the 144,000 is not academic. It's alchemical. It transforms your soul into a weapon. And nothing in your life has been random. Every betrayal, every dark night, every no was a coded message from heaven. Prepare the vessel because the oil will be costly. The first layer of this blueprint is isolation, not loneliness. Isolation. There's a difference. Loneliness is being without people. Isolation is being set apart by God. You didn't choose it. It chose you. You were in rooms full of people but never felt seen. You were in relationships but never felt known. You were part of communities but always felt like an outsider. This wasn't punishment, it was preservation. God didn't want your voice diluted by noise. He didn't want your anointing tainted by popularity. He didn't want your identity shaped by culture. So he pulled you out, not to exile you, but to refine you. He wanted to teach you how to hear him and him alone. Because when the time comes, your instructions won't come from books, trends, or traditions. They will come from the throne room. The second layer is contradiction. Your life hasn't made sense to anyone, not even to you. You've carried greatness and brokenness in the same breath. You've had spiritual encounters and mental breakdowns in the same week. You've felt divine fire and deep depression at the same time. And the people around you couldn't understand it. They said things like, "How can someone so gifted feel so lost?" Or "How can someone so spiritual struggle this much?" But the contradiction was the confirmation. God wasn't building a brand, he was building a bridge. The 144,000 must know what it feels like to be human and divine, spiritual and scarred, powerful and empty, because they will be sent to minister to people in dark places. And you can't lead someone out of a prison you've never been in yourself. The third layer is divine delay. You've fasted, you've prayed, you've obeyed, and still nothing, no breakthrough, no recognition, no release. And you've wondered, did I miss it? Did I do something wrong? But what if the delay wasn't denial, it was disguise? What if God was hiding you in plain sight, not because you weren't ready, but because others weren't? The 144,000 don't move on man's timeline. They move on eternal appointment. And when your moment comes, it won't be gradual. It will be sudden. The door will swing open. The opportunity will come out of nowhere, and you won't have time to prepare, you'll have to pour. That's why the delay was necessary. It wasn't holding you back. It was building your oil. The fourth layer is spiritual downloads. The 144,000 don't learn like everyone else. Their minds are wired for divine intelligence. They receive in dreams, visions, whispers, and patterns. They're not just students, they're receivers. That's why you've always felt disconnected from traditional education or religious instruction. It's not because you're rebellious. It's because your spirit was designed to decode heaven. You've been waking up with ideas you didn't study. You've been having dreams that come true. You've been feeling things before they happen. This is not imagination, it's preparation. God is teaching you in silence, and when the time comes, Those downloads will become strategies that shift atmospheres, influence systems, and dismantle strongholds. The fifth layer is brokenness, not just emotional pain, soul-level breaking. The kind of breaking that makes you question your identity, your purpose, even your sanity. Why? Because the 144,000 must be emptied of everything false. Pride, ego, fear, people-pleasing, insecurity, all of it must die. Because when they are released, they will carry authority, power, and influence. And if their character isn't purified, the power will destroy them. That's why you've had to lose everything you leaned on. Relationships, money, plans, dreams, everything. God didn't do that because he was cruel. He did it because he was creating a vessel that could carry glory. And glory doesn't rest on talent, it rests on surrender. The more broken you've been, the more glory you're about to carry. The sixth layer is prophetic sensitivity. You've always seen more, felt more, known more. Even when you didn't want to, you've walked into places and felt the air shift. You've met people and sensed their pain before they spoke. You've had dreams that haunted you, visions you couldn't shake, and burdens that made no sense. This isn't weird. It's warfare training. The 144,000 are spiritual command units. They receive intelligence from heaven. They don't just pray, they intercept. They don't just speak, they declare. And their words don't just inspire, they activate. That's why your sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's a weapon. Protect it. Don't numb it. Don't apologize for it. You're not too much. You're too chosen. And finally, the seventh layer, perhaps the most terrifying and beautiful of all, is the call to confront darkness. The 144,000 are not called to escape the world. They are called to invade it. They are not afraid of demons, corruption, injustice, or sin. They are sent into the darkest places to plant the light. That's why your life has always had a confrontation element. You walk into places and things get exposed. People either cling to you or reject you violently. You don't even try, it just happens. That's because your presence carries truth, and truth disrupts. But this isn't about being confrontational. It's about being consecrated. You are not a peacekeeper. You are a peacemaker. And to make peace, you must first confront chaos. So again, I ask, and I ask it with the weight of eternity, are you willing to accept the training that comes with this calling? Are you willing to stop asking God to make it easier and instead ask Him to make you stronger? Because the time of hiding is ending. The time of releasing has come. And if you've seen yourself in this blueprint, it means heaven is about to move through you. What the world will become when the 144,000 rise. And now we've arrived at the edge of something eternal. If you've made it this far, if every word has struck a chord in your soul, it's not just because you're curious. It's because you've been called. And in this final part, we're not looking inward. We're looking forward, into the future, into the final hour. Because once the 144,000 rise, the world will never be the same. Everything will shift. Power structures will tremble. Hidden truths will erupt. The spiritual will invade the natural. And those who were once dismissed, hidden and broken, will stand as pillars of glory in the midst of chaos. But here's the deeper question. What does it look like when the chosen ones begin to move? What happens when God's elite, dark-forged warriors step into the light? The rise of the 144,000 will not look like a revival tent meeting or a viral sermon. It won't be broadcasted by the news or recognized by mainstream media. It will be subtle but seismic. You'll begin to notice it in random places: an artist painting with prophetic fire, a CEO making business decisions based on dreams, a teenager praying in tongues while walking to school, a mother weeping in prayer over her city while the world scrolls by. These won't be the loud or the flashy. They'll be the faithful shadows, lighting fires in places where religion has failed and culture has collapsed. And their power won't come from followers or fame. It will come from the secret place, from the oil, from the crushing, from the wilderness. We will begin to see systems unravel, not because of rebellion, but because of revelation. The 144,000 are not sent to destroy for the sake of chaos. They are sent to reveal what is real. They are spiritual architects, and when they rise, they will start to lay new foundations, foundations built not on fear, but on fire. Educational systems will begin to shift. Media will start to echo deeper truths. Even politics will begin to bend under the pressure of divine justice. But this won't be done through protests or platforms. It will be done through presence. When the chosen ones walk into a space, the atmosphere will change. Not because of who they are, but because of who is in them. As darkness increases globally, wars, deception, division, corruption, the 144,000 will not panic. They will rise in precision. While others react, they will move with divine timing. They will walk in supernatural discernment. They will speak words that pierce the soul. They will carry healing not just in their hands, but in their presence. Miracles will not be events, they will be lifestyles. And yet they will not boast. They will not build ministries around themselves. They will not sell the oil they paid for with pain. Because they understand this one truth that the world has forgotten: the glory belongs to God alone. And here's the most terrifying and beautiful part: they will be unkillable until their mission is complete. The enemy has tried to stop you your whole life through depression, addiction, betrayal, even near-death experiences. But you're still here. You didn't survive by luck. You survived because your assignment is not over. The 144,000 are not martyrs of misfortune. They are messengers of the end times. And when they speak, it won't just be words. It will be judgment, correction, clarity, freedom. Freedom. Some hearts will melt, others will harden, but no one will stay the same, because their words will carry the weight of heaven. Do you feel it now? The urgency in your chest, the trembling in your spirit? That's not emotion. That's your soul remembering its contract, remembering what you agreed to before time began. This is not about being better than others. This is not about elitism. This is about responsibility. The 144,000 are not an exclusive club. They're an explosive remnant. And when they rise, they don't rise alone. They activate others. Every step they take is a ripple in the spirit. Every yes they give awakens another sleeper. And soon, one will become two. Two will become tribes. Tribes will become movements. And movements will become the final army. And now that the veil has been lifted, you're no longer just a seeker. You're a steward, a carrier of something sacred, a vessel holding fire not meant to be hidden anymore. But with this awakening comes responsibility, not just to act, but to transform. Because the 144,000 are not simply spiritual elites, they are spiritual renovators. They walk into broken systems and bring divine architecture. They step into chaos and become the blueprint for order, not by force, but by frequency. Their presence realigns what's been distorted. And if that's you, then your life is no longer your own. You are now under eternal orders. Every place your feet touch becomes an altar. Every word you speak becomes a seed. And every moment you breathe becomes a countdown towards your divine deployment. But let's be honest, this isn't easy. Once you know who you are, you can't go back to who you were. You can't unsee what you've seen in the spirit. You can't unhear the call that woke you up. That means comfort is no longer your goal. Safety is no longer your idol. Approval is no longer your addiction. The path forward is narrow, brutal, and holy. The 144,000 are not called to live easy lives. They are called to live obedient ones, and that obedience will cost you. You will lose friends. You will lose opportunities. You will be misunderstood, but you will also gain something unshakable: divine authority. Authority that doesn't come from titles, but from alignment. Authority that makes demons tremble, not because of how loud you are, but because of how yielded you are. And as we move closer to the end of the age, the rise of the chosen ones will become more urgent. The world will descend deeper into counterfeit light, false prophets, fake peace, and artificial spirituality. People will seek signs, but ignore truth. They will chase comfort, but resist conviction. And this is where the 144,000 will shine, not by blending in, but by piercing through. While others play with darkness disguised as light, you will walk in the real power of the kingdom. And that power will not always look nice. Sometimes it will offend. Sometimes it will divide. Sometimes it will confront. But it will always heal, always expose, always awaken. You weren't chosen to be liked. You were chosen to be light. And here's the mystery that few talk about. The 144,000 are not just preparing others. They are preparing the planet. Their obedience begins to shift the energetic grid of the earth itself. Their intercession creates cracks in demonic networks. Their worship resounds across dimensions. Their very footsteps shake unseen realms. This is why your life has felt so heavy. It's not just about you. You are a gatekeeper, a spiritual earthquake, a walking prophecy. When you move in obedience, geography changes. Legacies change. Generations change. You don't just bring revival, you bring recalibration. And the earth itself groans, waiting for you to fully awaken, to fully step into your assignment. Because when you do, entire atmospheres will bow to the Spirit of God within you. So what now? You've heard it all. You've seen the signs. You've recognized the blueprint. You've felt the fire. You know this wasn't just a video. It was an activation, an ancient whisper calling your spirit by name. And now it's your turn to respond. Not just with emotion, but with action, with surrender, with obedience. The world will keep sleeping. The systems will keep lying. But the remnant, the shadows, the sealed will rise. You are not crazy. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are one of them. One of the 144,000. And now you know the truth. The final hour is not coming. It's here. And your destiny is no longer in the distance. It's now.